Hi, welcome to the Archer's Choice. This week we're going to go to Kansas for the big whitetails.
Big deer, Kansas whitetail bucks. Unbelievable. Folks, we're hunting with Greg and Bill Pickett of Elk River Valley Outfitters, and you don't want to miss this week's show. As many of you know, this past year was warm. No, it wasn't warm. It was hot, very hot, and it kept many of the deer from moving like normal. The winds kept us guessing and allowed the deer to beat us up almost all the time. But that's okay. That's why they call it hunting, and that's why we love it. Greg knows his area and the movement of his deer. We've hunted with Greg a few times with great results, and even though the warm weather, those south winds, and not much movement, Greg knew where we should go. And one thing we've always said, never guide your guide. Greg Pickett and his father Bill own Elk River Valley Outfitters just out of Bowhunting, Kansas. They hunt all private land, and whether you're looking for deer, turkey, waterfowl, this is one of your favorite spots to go, and the hospitality is second to none.
Welcome back to the Archer's Choice.
As we told you, we're back in Kansas. Last year, everyone knows, it was a rough year. High temperatures, unbelievable, unpredictable winds. But Kansas is still one of the places that can make all your whitetail dreams come true. Calling during the pre-rut is probably one of the most successful times to do your calling. You have to remember that their testosterone is growing. It's tight. They're not looking for a fight. However, they are looking for action. That action is a hot doe. That time of year, they're searching. They're looking hard because they sense a little bit in the air, but they're not sure, so they keep moving and trying to check it out. Remember, you're going to deal with a lot of different winds. At that time of year, you might be having the hot weather like we were in. So remember, set up those stands with the wind in your favor, and calling pre-rut, way to go. In a particular terrain like Kansas is the rolling hills and sometimes larger tracts of timber, but not always that much, is you're looking for areas that come up, steep ravines that come up, and they create these little shelves. These little shelves could be anywhere from 20 to 40, 50 yards long in length. You'd be amazed that when you start looking through that, how many different trails are coming through there. Why? These deer don't want to come up those steep ravines, but they'll walk along that saddle. Now, this is putting you in the right place at the right time. My scent, if I have to set up, my scent is blowing down in that steep ravine, but as they come on that saddle, they ain't winding me. Remember, early season, you're going to deal with a lot of different winds. Most of the time, the prevailing wind is predictable. Early season pre-rut, that may not be the case. So you have to set up numerous stand sites to keep that wind always in your favor. Just got done rattling, and I'm looking around, and here he comes. I could see him coming from down low, and he's coming up high. First of all, I'm set up so hopefully that where we are on the point, that our wind doesn't get divided on these two ravines, and it doesn't swirl back towards him. So we're set a little further back on this point. That's why keeping our scent going that way. We know these deer are coming up. He's actually coming to the rattling. I can't get too aggressive. The weather and everything won't allow me to get real aggressive. But it's one of the big hang-ups that we all have, and that is those bucks hanging up on a calling sequence. They come in, they don't see anything. Sometimes it just ain't going to work. Welcome back.
The amount of deer that we saw in Kansas.
You know what's unique with Kansas? Kansas has many rolling hills. They come around in these little draws, and these draws are timbered, and it filters those deer, as we always talked about, through small, narrow passageways, and deer, whew, Kansas got them.
Ralph, what we got here is a funnel going to the wheat field. This is approximately 100 yards off the wheat field here. It's where the creek makes a bend and another creek runs in. All game follow waterways and draws. This is where they cross the creek to get to the wheat field. Get 100, 200 yards off the field, you're not going to kill them bucks on a regular basis out in the field. You've got to get back off of it. They're going to be out in the field at dark. So you got to get back off of it a ways. To kill the buck on a normal basis, you're going to have a tight area. So back off with the wind in your face and let the deer come by you going to the field.
Patience in calling is something we can't stress enough. You get in your stand, everything's calmed down, and all of a sudden you use your true talker call, you use your rattle bag, maybe you're using real antlers. And the thing is, you expect immediate results. It doesn't happen like that all the time. The thing, after you do your calling sequence, calm down, sit and be real cautious. It could take 10, 15 minutes, and all of a sudden you turn around, oh, there he is, he's coming in, he's looking. These mature deer, they know something's up. Their curiosity sometimes can kill them, but a lot of times they're on the guard. And if you think you're going to get instant results, it ain't going to happen. This particular morning, we did get a north wind. Unbelievable. It ended up coming out of the north. So we had Greg had a north setup. We got in there and we're watching. We're overlooking a bunch of agriculture fields with small little hedgerows going through and some decent areas of standing timber. I had hit the horns, been doing some rattling, using my rattle bag, a couple little grunts, and I caught movement in the far left coming through on the west side, on the southwest side of this timber. He was scent checking that, but he's also coming through, and he looks up, he's looking around. I couldn't make much movement, so I even grabbed my grunt call and I turned it and back, keeping all that movement in, not towards the animal, but away, going, gave him enough to intrigue him. He starts to come in and he beds down. Now he's bedded down directly west of us.
Hey, welcome back to the Archer's Choice.
Can you believe it? This buck's coming in, and he beds down 32 yards. I know, I use my Nikon rangefinder. I probably hit him
2 hours.
2 whole hours. Is that incredible or what? Once I realized that we're going to be here for a while, I ended up noticing that the wind started to shift. We knew south wind were going to come in. So from the north to the south, we're going to get an east wind at some time. I started feeling that wind, using my wind checkers, doing it. So we had to make a move. I lowered my rattling horns down on the back side of the tree. I gently put them to the ground, lifted the rope. Now remember, all this is in back of me. That deer can't see any of this. Lifted up and dropped it. What he hears is he hears something on the ground, and he hears the tines tickling. Raises his curiosity right away, boom, out of his bed. He comes down, this will show how smart they are. He comes down to get a visual. He can't scent check it, so he wants to look. He is looking right up. Now he goes down the hill to look exactly where that sound comes from. He sees nothing. All we do is a little bit of tickling. Boom! He commits to coming in. Here he is, he's right here. A Kansas whitetail. Oh, hot dog. Look at the spread on that deer. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. We personally want to thank Bill and Greg Pickett
Of Elk River Valley Outfitters.
for their hospitality and putting us on some deer, even though we had some severe, hot, and very unpredictable weather.
And we also want to thank you for watching the Archer's Choice. So remember, come back here next week at the same time.
Same station, right here on the Archer's Choice.